Welcome back to paranormalxl podcast. I'm Gigi, your host, and Mama Mary is next to me, of course, because she's like with me for always. This week we are getting into Satanism. Yay! So, yeah, the reason, well, if you listened to last week's show, you know the reason. I got a little heated about it. Mm-hmm. Just because of the stories, the myths that go along with it. And like you have said, people let fear decide a lot of their decisions. Anyhow.
Well, no, you get, well, even I still do it with some things. You just kind of make your assumption, or you listen to what other people are saying.
So it makes us human with that.
So you just automatically think that it's right, just because somebody else says it.
Yeah, a lot of, just from the research of doing it. I said doing it. Sorry.
You research while you're doing it?
Yeah, well, that's another podcast.
Oh.
Speaking of which, we won't have any kids this weekend. Sexy Saturday's on for tomorrow. I'm pretty excited.
Is Shaw going to put on his lingerie?
Yes, he is.
Hell yeah. Game on.
It's probably going to end up us being like in our bathrobes and passed out by like 7:30 with like a frozen pizza in front of us.
Probably. That's okay.
But, yeah. If that's what we find sexy, that's what we find sexy. Darn it. Anyway, back to Satanism.
On that note.
There's so much. I think I say that whenever we get into a specific topic, that there's just so much into our topics that we pick can go on forever. Satanism is one of them. First thing I think that everyone should know is Satanism. Yes, it's in the Bible. Christians are the ones that made it.
They did, yeah.
And then they judge on it. To me, and nothing against Christianity, nothing against Satanism, nothing against how anybody feels religiously toward ways, even if you're atheist. A lot of Satanists are essentially atheists because they don't necessarily believe in a being.
Yes.
He's a symbol, that Satan is a symbol. He's not so much a person or a being.
Yeah, they don't worship as, a deity or a god. It's just a symbolic of themselves, really.
Yes. Yeah.
As an atheist, they don't believe in any of that. Anyway, they don't believe in God and they don't believe in hell.
Right. Well, Satanists, a lot of Satanists don't even believe in the devil. They are not devil worshippers. There's a difference, and that's the thing that people you hear a Satanist and, oh my gosh, your mind is mind blown, and you're like, oh my God, I can't have nothing to do with you, blah, 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 and that's not okay, really, because you're judgmental. Your neighbor could be a Satanist and you would never know. It could be like this nicest old little lady, and she's got flowers, always do it. I got a picture in my head. She's out there, pruning her flowers or whatever they call that. Pruning her prunes. I don't know. And then you go and she invites you in for a nice cup of tea or lemonade. And then she's got like the goat man Satan, thing right in her living room or something. And you're like, oh my God. But people are just too judgy. And I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not putting myself up on a pedestal by any means. But over time, I've learned.
I think it's human nature to make just assumptions.
Yeah.
Just assume.
Television. Television. We're told to think things and do things. Way back, oh my God, like Benjamin Franklin era even, he was a sadist. But during that time in the government back then, they did do horrible, horrible things to children. Yeah. And women. And sick. That's about as much as you're going to hear me cover on that. I do have some lines that I won't cover, and that's one of them. So when I say sick, that's what I'm referring back to. And then they blamed that on Satanism. That's not Satanism. You're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's just your scapegoat for it.
Most Satanists believe in helping the community and treating people, not necessarily like the Bible says, love the ones who, do you wrong anyway, but
later on they tell you not to.
Uh-huh. But, the Satanists believe that you treat people accordingly. So if they're kind, you treat them kindly. You take care of the community. You get involved.
They do not sacrifice babies. They do not sacrifice animals. I do have...
Well, that's it. I'm done with this podcast.
Yep, over. Done. That's a shame.
Yeah, what a shame.
Okay, back to seriousness on Satanism. I just like anything with the ism at the end. That sounds strange.
No, it doesn't.
There's a lot of isms gonna be said in this. It's really hot in here. I'm hot. But I do have... Now, there's a difference between the Satanic Temple and the Church of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get into the 11 fundamental tenets, which is from... I want to say this right. Now I can't remember. Okay, so we'll get into the 11 fundamental tenets. I only had a couple sips of the champagne. Because...
You said shits.
Sips of champagne. We're celebrating Satan. I'm kidding. We're not celebrating Satan.
We are, because we're celebrating us.
That's right. Ding. That was our glasses.
Yeah.
Dinging. But then we also will cover the 9 satanic rules of Earth. You guys are going to be shocked. Because, okay, as a kid, if you heard Satanism or people were practicing Satanism in the Church of Satan, what would your first thought been?
The devil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil worshiping.
And no, that's so not what it, and that's how I was brought up. It's a fear. And like I said, it goes back to the government, to newspapers, to, the media. The media and the government, it was a scapegoat. And that just angers me, because that's not okay. You're blaming something that actually has meaning to some people, not them, because you were just a piece of shit. Like, I just can't get... I'm mind blocked by that. It's not okay. Now, we'll get into... Well, right now, I'll go over the difference... or a reference guide for Satanic Temple versus the Church of Satan. Mm-hmm. Like, what has what, blah, 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 blah. Because that's what we do here. We blah, blah, blah.
Ism.
We ism. We do not ism a lot. Okay, so the founding dates, the Satanic Temple was 2013. Church of Satan was 1966, which that was Anton... I want to say Levy. I'm really bad at words. I should not have a podcast. Officially recognized as a tax-exempt church by the IRS. The temple is, the church is not. Taken, we'll say seriously, or, with meaning, by religious scholars. Well, they both are. They're both taken seriously. This one's funny. Belief in an actual Satan. Nope, neither. Boom. Podcast over. Just kidding. Belief in magic. The Satanic Temple does not believe in magic. Church of Satan does. Mm-hmm.
The founder was very big into magic and rituals.
Yep. And I say, not all, again, with magic, people think that, like, magic's bad. It can be, but it's all down to intent. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Your intention with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is black magic, and all that means is that your intent is bad. You're giving it a bad aura as you're doing it, type of thing. It's not like this magic where, okay, Mary, I'm going to fill your glass of wine by the click of my finger.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, my God, I freaking know. With that note, we're going to take a sip.
Interesting.
I'm going to look in my witch's manual for that one.
Find a pattern.
Foundational text. The Satanic Temple, they have a lot of literature and whatnot that not each person, but different people have written on. Now, the Church of Satan goes by the Satanic Bible, which was written by Anton. So, yeah, there you have it. You have anything else on that?
The temple, did you know those two churches don't like each other?
Huh, really? Yeah, I can kind of see that just from looking into it.
They, the first one does not take the temple seriously, and they say that the temple completely represents
the church.
What they take away from what they truly should be representing. The the temple, they really get into the community, and they really draw into they try to get the community involved. They're all over Facebook. They make posts. They try to get families involved and kids involved.
It's that modern day, I believe. I think that's the difference of it. The Church of Satan, 1966, like forever ago, and then they are going to follow Anton's words because they got a book. They got there's an evil book.
There's hundreds and thousands of followers.
Well, yeah. The Church of Satan, is kind of it's the old school, just like we have old school other religions. Catholics, are different than what they were 50 years ago. Baptists, same thing. It's way different than what it was. You have the New Age coming along, and I think that's what the temple is. It's the New Age. It was founded in 2013. They aren't that old, but to me, they're doing good things. Salem. Is there? There is one.
There is. Yes.
That is in my notes. I'm like, there is one. So, political views. Nobody's got any political views. They do. I'm just not going to get into it because that's not what we do here. What's secularism?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
There goes with the ism. Defends reproductive rights. The temple does that. The church does not. Has physical headquarters. The temple does. Church of Satan does not, it says. Maybe they don't. I think they have different locations. Has local chapters. The temple does, which we were just discussing. They're kind of scattered around. Church of Satan does not, it says. Actively growing. The temple is, clearly, if it's still from 2013. Now, it says the Church of Satan is not, but I can't picture that. Because
I don't know. They do. They have a lot of followers.
That's what I'm saying. I can't see it not actively growing if, I don't know, holds regular meetings and events. The temple does. It says the Church of Satan does not. I didn't get into a whole lot of the Church of Satan because that scares me. They shouldn't have used church. I'm just saying, because we are all wired to think of church as a godly place. I don't know. I'm so very hypocritical, and I will be throughout this whole thing. That's just who I am as a person. You listeners are really learning me as a person. Learning me? Is that was right? Yeah.
Close enough.
And if not, I'm sorry.
It's all
right. In the news talking about Satanism. They both are. Which, who doesn't want to be on the news? I mean, that's good publicity. That's how you're going to get your followers. That's just good marketing.
Yeah.
That's a good business move, Satanists. Good job. Way to recruit. Let's see, socially and politically active. Satanic Temple is. Church of Satan is not. I can see that because they're probably the ones that want. It's here in Michigan, right? That huge cross they had. Yeah. And people threw a fit about that.
Yeah, I think it's down by Detroit or something like that.
And then down the road, they were wanting to put the satanic, with the goat.
The symbol, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool and all. I'm not against that. However, you should be allowed to have that cross up, too, at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, if one group's going to be able to have theirs, that other group should be able to have theirs, too. I know life's not fair, but that's what? Or neither of you have anything.
There you go.
We get it, we get it. There's Christianity, there's Satanism, there's so many belief systems and whatnot. Let's see, accepts donations. Well, clearly everybody's going to accept donations. A membership fee.
Really?
The Satanic Temple says they do not have none. Church of Satan, $250. Maybe that's why they're not actively growing. I don't know. I don't know if I really believe that, but after school Satan clubs. Oh, did you hear my voice? A Satan club. The Satanic Temple does. The Church of Satan does not. As I say, they're more just from the research and listening, recruit the younger generation. And I think that's another thing that separates the Church of Satan from the temple as well, where they're old school, you need to be grown, but they're trying to form so it keeps going, form younger and know. Yeah. I forgot my train of thought there. I lost it. Yeah, that's all we need to know about that. But there's some differences and whatnot for you. Did you want to go on something? Or because I have the 7... Bleh. Oh, my God. The 11... What is going on here? I thought I had this... She was so cute. She walked in. She seen I had all my stuff ready. And clearly, I do not. Well, some I got 11. Some I got 7. One I got 9. I don't even know. So I got the 11 satanic rules of the earth and then the 7 fundamental tenets. But if you want to go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yay, Satan. I laugh just because. Well, you know what? First, let's get into what the definition, although there's like 100 million of them, of what Satanism is.
Okay.
And one I got, Satanism is a group of ideological and philosophical beliefs based on Satan. Contemporary religious practice of Satanism began funding with the Church of Satan in 1966. So, yeah, that doesn't... It goes so far back. But, my God, I had my shit together at one time. I seriously did. Another definition is the Satanism, the religious studies... Okay, so in the studies of these religious scholars, Asbjorn Dyrendal, James Lewis, and Jesper Peterson stated that the term Satanism has a history of being a designation made by people against those whom they dislike. It is a term used for othering. The concept of Satanism is an invention of Christianity, for it relies upon the figure of Satan, a character deriving from Christian mythology. Again, got anything on that?
Well, they have, there's a bunch of sort of this Christian religions. There's the several, different types. And so there's several different types of Satanism.
Yes.
They had the modern Satanism, which is just, it uses the self-identifying term Satan or Satanism to associate themselves with Satan as like a metaphor, an individual
as
entity.
their symbol.
Then you had the theistic Satanism, where it's they believe that there is a group of dark forces that can, affect the universe in some shape or form, people in the universe. And then the atheistic Satanism, which is basically doesn't believe that there's a heaven or hell, doesn't believe in the devil. They just believe that in themselves.
We're here.
Yeah, sort of like live it up while you can because you only get to do it once.
Yes, and that's essentially what Satanism is.
Yeah.
It is, you believe in yourself, you're here. Just try to be a decent human being while you're here, while you're alive.
Yes.
That's all it is. And they just think, once you're done, you're done.
Well, they had the reactive Satanism. This is actually a group of people who go out and they do bad things in the name of Satan. And that's where you get... Those are the ones that get on the news. That's why they give the rest of the Satanists a bad name. Is because they behave that way.
They use that as a scapegoat.
Well, it's that's the one they connect most with, the Bible and Christianity is the reactivism.
Yes.
On that.
See, and back then, and even nowadays, if it isn't deemed acceptable in one's spectrum, one that thinks that they're the holier than thou, we run into people like that all the time. They have themselves up on a soapbox, and if it's not acceptable in their spectrum of thinking, it is and was deemed as Satanism. Like, that was just the easiest way. Okay, done. Yup, Satanism. Yeah, hang you. Hence, much like the witch trials were.
Exactly.
If you were anything different than average, you were a witch. If you were beautiful, you were a witch because you weren't average.
Who wants to be average anyway?
Exactly.
No fun.
But to be different was considered Satanism. And that's, I think I just answered my own question of what Satanism is. If you're different, it's just easier for people to judge you, label you. You have to be, for some reason, people need to be labeled.
I think a part of it too is that rebel against the norm. A way of standing up for yourself and saying, no, I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter what you think. This is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to be, and it's how I want to do it.
Right. Because clearly, okay, at the end of the day, it's for each man for themselves, really. In a sense, you get up, you go to work, you're breathing for yourself. Your heart's beating for yourself. You're going to do what's right for you. And if it doesn't benefit somebody else, you're a sadist. No, I'm not. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but maybe that's not my way, And a lot of people, when they hear witch, pagan, Wiccan, oh my God,
I know,
they're sadist. Well, maybe they wouldn't. Well, maybe they would say, oh my God, I don't know. And then they try to throw holy water on you. I get threatened with that at work all the time. I was like, I'll drink it.
I'll drink that shit.
They love it, but that's not how it is. If you're no, pentagram, not pendulum. Too many P's. The pentagram. People see that. They see it on my necklace. Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, they don't
Do you even know what that means?
Yep.
They don't have a clue. And I'm like, first of all, it's right side up.
That's right.
Not that the turned around or upside down. That's okay too if that's how you want to wear it. But my belief system, I'm going to wear it the point up. It points to the universe, the sky, the stars. That's what it is. Now, when it's upside down, that is a satanic symbol. Again, it's just a symbol. It's not going to freaking hurt you.
Yeah.
Do your history on it but you don't have to be afraid. It's no different than your grandmother wearing your cross necklace because that's what she believes in.
Exactly.
I have my necklace and I think it's beautiful and I'm going to wear it and you can give me dirty looks if you want, but I'm not going to give your grandma dirty looks for having a beautiful cross pennant. Shit, if it's really pretty, maybe I'll go get myself one. I'll put it right next to it.
There you go.
You know, I love everybody. I know not everybody just loves everybody. But just accept. You know, we have came a long way, and that's why Satanism is in our world today. We can talk about it. Mm-hmm. Not that it's accepted more. I think we're becoming more tolerable.
Yeah.
But at the same sense, on the other end of that, I'm just really sad at society because, well, we got crybabies, and then we got people that just don't give a F. Uh-huh. Now, if they can come somewhere in the middle, we could all live in harmony, and you can be a sadist. And if you decide that you're a sadist and you want to believe in the devil, go for it. To each their own. You're not hurting me.
Yeah, stay away from me.
You're just going around living your best life. You know, the people I want to stay away from me are the ones that are like, no, you have to do it this way, and it's only the Bible, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, the Bible says that unicorns are real.
Yeah. Well, the Bible is kind of hard. You know, in one Bible, he talks about, you know, Moses and how he connects with God and he speaks with him and he speaks with spirit and talks about mediums. And then, like, you know, in the later part of the Bible, it talks about how you should stay away from psychics and mediums because they're evil. So which one's true?
It was like as they were writing the book, like it started out all right. And then they're like, oh man, no, we can't have this. Nope. And then they go and change it. I'm not saying I don't believe in the Bible. I don't want to say that. I don't follow the Bible.
I think the Bible's real.
Some
I think the Bible
is
a good book to, at that time, give people faith.
Yes.
Because that's
how
always you keep the universe going, is having faith in something.
Right. Well, why can't people be happy for other people just for having faith? Whether your faith is in Satanism, whether your faith is in the universe, whether your faith is in God, Jesus, Buddha, whoever.
It doesn't matter. It's just as long as you have faith.
Right.
That's the point.
You know,
that and self-love. Amen. Drop the mic.
Yeah. Boom. We're not really, because that'd be really loud for you guys.
Yeah.
Man. But we are going to drink to that. I got so many notes here, and I don't even know what to do with them. So, okay. When you picture Satan, the devil, what do you picture?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever tried to, picture him.
Okay, but what has society taught you to picture?
Well, if they're going to talk about the devil, I'd probably see someone like all red.
With horns, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Part man, part horse.
Oh.
But for me...
I'm like, fun! Can we ride them?
Yeah. But for me...
good thing we're already in hell.
I would see that as more of, a pagan symbol.
Yes.
It's...
Yeah. Okay, my only... complaint. I quoted that because I don't, lack of better term. I wish they would have chose something other than a goat. I know that there's symbolism behind that and what that goat stands for. That's what makes it scary, I think, is they got like this big mean goat face. I don't expect him to be human form, but like, yeah, he'd be like a bunny or a puppy or
something cute.
Yeah, but he's got, yeah. I don't know, maybe again, we were raised to think a certain way when it came to it. Media, going to church. I was forced to go to church when I was a kid. My mom didn't go. I was forced to go. I didn't like it at all. I just wanted to be with my big brother because it was a huge church. They separated us. And I just wanted my brother. I remember going down the hallway crying, I want my brother. It's good that he doesn't listen to this podcast. He'd be like, oh my God, I remember that. I mean, again, I'm not saying anything bad about the churches. I still will go from time to time. I think it's great. My favorite would be a Baptist church.
Yeah.
Just because they don't preach at you. They kind of preach with you, if that makes any sense. Like, they're not trying to drill information into your head. They're just trying to explain their beliefs to you in a way that I can understand or that makes sense. They're just not reading straight out of the Bible. Essentially, they're... I'll say dumbing it down. but making it more of a
realistic approach.
Yeah, where it's like real life kind of going on. Yeah, you couldn't read right out of the Bible, but how long ago was that? You know, like, come on. We didn't have half the stuff we got now. We don't have, I mean, religion-wise, that just pops up. Religions, there's so many different kinds. And, well, we're not talking, religion. Satanism. But, okay, so Satan, you would say red, yeah. Because of the Christian figure of Satan is viewed as horned, red, demonic human figure with a pointy tail and sometimes hooves.
Yeah.
Man, the Christian figure. I'm not bashing Christians. What I'm saying is, man, calm down. Just calm down. Essentially, you know, who's to say God doesn't look like that?
Yeah.
And he's not supposed to be scary. You know, maybe they're the same person. We don't know.
No.
Like Mary said, it's a good book.
It is.
But would I live by a book, word for word? No. Because why? Because I am my own person. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to believe not supposed to believe in a certain way. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm going to make my own decisions. And I'm going to, me, a good person is going to be, my definition of a good person is going to be different than yours. Mm-hmm. You know, we're just all different. It's just all love each other. Even if you are a sadist. If you are and you're listening to, email us, please. Mm-hmm. I would love to have a conversation with you for sure, and keep doing what you're doing. But I just hate that got such. I never thought in a million years I would be sitting here talking on a podcast, talk about Satanism and how I'm mad that society put such a damning reputation on it.
Yeah, just because they assume.
Yep, because I listened all those years of how I'm supposed to envision the devil, and anything with the devil is Satanism. No, it's not. With that being said, let's get into the 11 satanic rules of the earth. You know, and most, I'm going to be reading these, and they'll be like, yeah, check. Oh my God, I'm a sadist. No, you're not. You believe in the same things, and that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. You know, they do not do human sacrifices. Now, there's stories way back when people, I want to say, like the satanic scare of like the 80s and 90s, early 90s. Uh-huh. No, those people were just pieces of shit. And that was a scapegoat. That's how my religion made me do it. Okay, so you Catholic priests out there,
yeah, exactly.
Your religion made you molest little boys? Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying they're the only ones that molest little boys, but you're not supposed to. Nobody's supposed to, but you're supposed to be on a higher level. Like, no. Where does it say to do that in the Bible? I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Mm.
And if it does, well, I'm not even going to say what I want to say right now. But anyway, the 11 satanic rules of the earth. 1, do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. So don't be annoying.
Well, yeah.
Boom. Right there's a life lesson.
Yeah, it kind of is.
They're pretty basic. Number 2, do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them.
Yeah.
Number 3, when in another's lair, show him respect or else do not go there.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you come to my lair, and all right. My whole family's coming to my lair for Thanksgiving. Oh, we'll get into the Christmas thing, too. Oh, that's fun.
There you go.
A little bit. This is a fun one. They're going to love this. I'm pointing at the mic. Number 4, if a guest is in your lair, annoys you, treat him cruelly and without mercy. Okay, so some of these probably could be tweaked, but we essentially do that anyway. If we're irritated with somebody, as humans, we're wired to be like, to get frustrated, and you usually will find, if you don't flat out tell them, you find a way to get them away from you.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, 5, do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal.
Oh, what's the mating signal?
I have no idea.
I'm going to look that up.
I would assume it's, with that, the yes. The yes means yes, and no definitely means no type of thing. Number 6, do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to another person, and he cries out to be relieved. My goodness. That's taking away somebody else's pain, or something that's causing them pain. Like, okay, let's say I said that and I'd be like, what religion does that belong to? What religion is that written down to? Would you even think of sadism? No.
No.
Hell no. I'm not for sure no. I just can't even. Number 7, acknowledge the power of magic. If you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires, if you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all you have obtained. So that's if you're into the magic. So this is the Church of Satan. Number 8, do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. Number 9, do not harm little children.
Yeah.
Number 10, do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked or for your food. Number 11, when walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask him to stop. If he does not stop, destroy him. Some of these could have been worded a little different and still got the same point across, I believe.
Well, probably. That's just kind of cut and dry. And I think that's why Satanists come out the way they do, is because they live by those rules, and sometimes they kind of seem cold and rude. But it's just...
Well, sometimes you're not a sadist and you're just...
a dick.
Yeah.
So...
Exactly. Quit being a dick if you're not a sadist. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Just quit being a dick. I just wanted to say dick.
I know you did.
I can't stop. Like, okay.
I can't stop it.
You stupid phallus.
Did you get out of my lair? Did you find what the mating signal?
No, I'm still looking.
Oh, she's so funny. All right, so while Mary's looking for the human mating signal, we'll get into the 7 fundamental tenets. Okay, 1 should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason. Like, all really they need to say is be a decent human being, and then that would be all 7, really. Number 2, the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. Now, yeah. Number 3, one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. So, in other words... Your body's yours. That is your temple. You do with it, you know. What number was I on? 4. The freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego one's own. So, to each their own, let them be. You know, if they're not hurting you, why attack somebody for their beliefs and their reasonings behind doing something? Because you're not in their shoes. You don't know why they did it.
Exactly.
Yeah. The next one, beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts until facts to fit one's beliefs. I don't know what to take that one yet. People are fallible, and if one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify it and resolve any harm that might have been caused. These are reasonable. Number 7, every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobly in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word. So, what I'm getting out of that is, follow the law. This is kind of telling you if you think differently that's hurting. Follow the law, otherwise you're going to be sitting in jail or prison, and that's not going to do anybody any good anyway.
Yeah.
But the law, a lot of times, is it fair? It has not changed with the changing of time, with humanity changing. We all get that, you know, we can all feel that to a point. Yeah. But essentially, it's let someone be who they're going to be, and they're not harming you. And if they're a sadist, they're told in both books that not to harm you, even though the one says, what, banish you to hell? Oh, hold on. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Destroy him. Don't destroy anybody. But this one, the 11 Satanic Rules of the Earth, that's from like 1966. So, you know, the 7 Fundamentals is a new age thing, where something we can relate to.
That makes sense.
A little more, just because of the changing of times and such.
I found the mating signal.
Oh, okay.
It's not as fun as I thought it would be.
Oh, damn.
Because I thought it was like a real signal, like a hand code thing.
We'll go around. That would be so awesome.
Like a peace sign. Don't give anybody the peace sign.
That is funny.
Shit. All it is the typical signs that you would give somebody that you're attracted to them.
Flip them off? Just kidding. No, push them down the stairs? Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Stop being a dork. Just kidding. Be a dork. Be a dork. Oh, not working. Okay, there we go. Love it. Sorry, we were taking pictures. That's what we do. I wanted to get some pictures up in here. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that would look cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's all it is. That being further, not that it has anything to do with things. What about S&M? Isn't that a requirement for Satanists? I just might become a Satanist.
This is one of the myths that I was talking about, because that's the myth that they kill children. No. That they sacrifice things. No. That they're into S&M. No.
And it says... Yeah, if that's what you're into.
Yeah, by all means, but that doesn't mean all Satanists are into that. Yep. Like, they're just, so what if somebody likes to wear black all the time, or they come off as emo? It doesn't necessarily mean that they're a sadist. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But even if they are, it doesn't mean that, in their lair, they're killing children.
Yeah.
Or
sacrificing women.
That's just the biggest one that just gets me, is sacrificing small animals and children.
All I know is if I was going to do S&M, I'd want the whip. Like, I'd want to hold the whip.
Well, yeah, you want to be
I'd be the dominatrix.
Yes. You just need a submissive. You'd break my dad.
Our dad.
I'm like, you break my dad.
I will break your face. I will destroy you.
I will destroy you because you're not leaving my lair. Okay, well, this is saying that Satan's first appearance wasn't in Christianity. He began as the Zoroastrian devil figure of Ingria which opposed the Zoroastrian greater god and tempted humans. Satan is later portrayed in Jewish Kabbalism, which presents him as a demon who lives in a demonic realm. See, the name Satan first appeared in the book of Numbers in the Bible, used as a term describing defiance. See, yeah, I could just go so much into that. See, again, the Bible. The character of Satan is featured in the book of Job as an accusing angel, which comes down to like Lucifer. He was right. The story goes he was banned from heaven, so he created his own lair, but he accepted everybody as they are because he did not follow the rules, or didn't follow the rules in the way that they were supposed to be followed. I guess because again, we don't know any of this for certain. Again, it comes down to faith and believe in what you believe in. The Christmas thing, I forgot. Christians stole it from the pagans.
Yeah, they did. And
that's why Satanists celebrate Christmas. Because a lot of people are like, you can't celebrate Christmas because it's a Jesus thing. And no.
Well, they celebrate in terms of getting together with family.
Yes. Yeah, I have more. Where'd it go? Oh, in a little bit. Okay, so I got freaking papers. Oh, I had something like that. It's so pieced together. I so wanted to be better at this one. The Satanic Temple, really? Satanic Panic, the 1980s. The whole panic thing, I was just a wee little thing in the 80s, but we both were. Mm-hmm. Satanic Panic saw Christian fundamentalists push the idea that satanic cults were systematically abusing children in rituals and committing widespread murder, and successfully convinced the general public through news. Mm-hmm. So, okay. We'll take that. Let's take that little bit of information I just said. Let's dissect it. Okay? So, Christian and in the media. Okay? No, these people were probably piece of shit Christians that did this. And the Christian as a whole, Christians didn't want to be
seen that
way. So let's deem it Satanism. Mm-hmm. No, those people were just pieces of shit. There's something else wrong with them. It had nothing to do with their belief system.
Yep.
I need a drink. So I'm gonna. No. If it was easy as that, okay, anybody that's done anything bad, well, I'm a sadist. That's why I did it. Really? The only people that can get off with saying something silly like that is the government.
Uh-huh.
And I do believe, my FBI agent's probably listening to me right now, but hi! They do it. It's filled with horrible, horrible people, but they're rich enough. I mean, okay, at any level of humanity, there's horrible, horrible people. Mm-hmm. That's just how they're wired. Whether they're wired correctly or not, I can't say, but there's just something off. But if you have the money and you're in a high position to do a controlling position, you can cover that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're doing. Don't blame it on Satanism.
You hire a good lawyer and get off.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Now, if they were to actually get into it and realize what Satanism is, or how people that go into that, no, they're not worshiping a devil.
Mm-mm.
The devil is separate. It's another, it's a mythical creature.
Yeah.
You know, they are not, just like Wiccan and pagans, they're not worshiping one person. It's the universe. It's
yes. Yep.
gods of the universe. It's, you know, it's like that. Individualism is what they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can be yourself, but be a decent human being.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's all about self-empowerment.
It's making me tired.
Questioning the social taboos, not necessarily going with the status quo.
Yeah. Well, that's no fun. Like you said, who wants to do that? So you talked about the modern Satanism.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other? Theistic Satanist?
Yeah.
Satanist, blah, blah, blah. And then the atheist one, the reactive one. Apparently, we got into the same thing. So, okay, some famous people to join the Church of Satan from Anton LaVey, Jane Mansfield, Sammy Davis Jr. Wait, that's weird. And then one of the Manson family murder victims, Jay Sebring.
Mm-hmm.
He was in there too. I don't know. There's just so much. The history of it, I watched some documentaries, listened to some things, read, and it'll anger you. And that's why I don't want to touch on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like our founding forefathers and stuff like that, things that were hidden, which we all know that. That's what the government does. Yeah. Again, I think Satanism was given a bad rap only because it was an easy scapegoat, because they made us fear it. They made us fear it first, and then they blamed it.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about it.
Well, it was, originally created by, like you had talked about, Christianity, mostly because to blame other people, like other religions, and try to say that, there was a devil and there's Satan, and that he never really existed. The Christianity groups, they created it and threw it back and forth with other religious parties. So, because back in the day, the power was in the religion. So whatever religion was the biggest was the most powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And so you wanted to instill fear. That's how you took other religions out, was by instilling fear.
Some people came to you.
Yeah, you create a Satan, and I know how to save you.
Yes. I actually have this here in my notes where it's... Satan has kept the Christian church in business.
Yeah, it pretty much has.
Mm-hmm. So they did have all this power. And, when things are drilled into your head so long, we were, rounded this way, brought up this way. I'm not saying it's completely wrong, but you need to have an open mind. Because, okay, first of all, when you're going around hating people and you don't even know why,
mm-hmm.
that takes a lot of energy, and to me, I'd rather have that energy spent somewhere else. Just don't go, I don't know, there's just so much hate, and I definitely do not blame it on Satanism. I don't know, because I don't believe in the devil. Are there dark forces? Probably, because where there's dark, there's light. There's, that's how we go around.
The other.
Right. Just like we have good people, we have bad people. That's how we thin the herd. I don't, just don't be a dick.
Pretty much.
Okay, I was listening to a comment yesterday, the day before, and the guy said, okay, let's say my kid was walking down the street and he needed an adult for something. I would rather have him go to the guy that's got the upside down cross, dressed in all black, than your neighbor that you think with his polo shirt and whatnot. Because if they're a true sadist, they're going to help. Mm-hmm. They're not going to harm your child. They are going to help. Now, you get somebody that's hiding in plain sight, that's evil, like that, like a child molester, he can pull your kid inside.
Exactly.
And, no.
There's a lot of bad people who out there who hide who they are. Yeah.
You have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely have no idea. It's scary. But if you ask the government, you're a sadist. That's if you're doing...
You have to look a certain way, be a certain way. And people hate you when you look different even though secretly it's not hate, they envy you for having the courage and the confidence to be yourself.
Yeah, to be an individual. Why not? Be an individual. Just be a decent human being while doing it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can go to bed every night thinking, I live my best life. If I help somebody today, cool. If not, that's all right. You know, but I wasn't going around causing harm.
Yep, wasn't trying to hurt anybody. Do anything bad to somebody.
And you got these people that go, you know, to confession. You know, I beat my wife, I beat my children, I did this and that, but that's okay because I'm going to go on Sunday and confession. And repent and all that fun jazz. So it's all, no, you're still a piece of shit. You know, and how those types of people would say a sadist, what a sadist is, they are that. Does that make any sense? It does in my head. They are what they are claiming a sadist is.
Well, usually when you have issues with somebody, it's really not with them. The issue's with you. It's just you don't want to take the time to deal with your own shit.
Yeah. Just
deal with your shit, people.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a scary thing. But it doesn't have to be scary. We were bred this way, to be scared, to be fearful, because it forces you to go in a direction that the majority wants you to go in. I don't know. These are just all my thoughts. I feel like, I don't know, like I'm trying to tell people what to think, but I'm not. I'm just giving you my views on it and why I got upset last week when we were talking about Satanism, because it's not what you think. It isn't just death and scary demons. Demons have nothing to do with Satanism.
When it comes to like spirituality or self-growth or anything, we should never consider ourselves above anybody or anything else. What we should be willing to do is go out there and experiment and explore and research things. And you don't know if a shoe fits until you try it on, sort of thing. But go out there and get to know the world.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we can't always just live in our own bubble. We can't.
What? I just can't stay in my lair.
But I like bubbles.
Bubbles, my bubbles. I keep saying that there's so much more, but, Satan, let's see, in the Church of Satan, one of their sayings is Satan is a symbol of pride, liberty, and individualism. That's exactly, it serves as an external metaphorical projection of our highest personal potential.
It's just their best way of leading a good life. It's what they connect with
they flat out say
have a good day.
They do not believe in Satan as a being or in person.
Yeah. It's all about the ego.
Yes. He's not an actual, so like when we think devil, we instantly go to Satanism. Satanism doesn't believe in anything. Now, you do have devil worshippers out there, and they do, that's different than Satanism. A devil worshipper is different than a sadist.
Yes.
Or Satanism. I think that's the biggest thing I want people to take away from this. Know the difference.
Yeah.
There is a difference. And, oh, yeah. A lot of the people that have done wrong and claim Satanism made them do it, they're sick in the head anyway. Like the serial killers, Charles Manson, things like that. No. You talk to an average person that, practices Satanism. It's completely different. If you run into somebody that's got, the pentagram and it's upside down, and let's say they bump into you, don't be like, oh my God. No, say, excuse me, I hope you have a nice day. Just because you bumped into them, people are going to think, oh my God, I'm going to have a demon attached to me. No.
They probably already do.
Yeah, exactly. They're helping you, essentially. Because if you don't want something, they're supposed to take it away from you. If it's causing you harm and you ask for them for help, they're supposed to take that away from you. I don't even got any words for that, but I think that's a very sweet thing.
It is.
And it's not something so bad to live by, I'm not saying go just convert all the way to Satanism, but look into some of their ways, and you'll find that you already live that way, and it's not bad. So stop hating.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say, I guess. I don't know. It's all these symbols
Don't hate the players, just hate the game.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I said that.
I hate the media. The media made it bad, and the people that are behind it.
Yeah.
Because they can make anything bad. Because that's what we thrive on that.
See, so you're like, oh, that must be true.
People, as humans, we thrive on that, so that we look into whatever they're downplaying more, and then, yeah, it's just, oh my God, we got to stop believing the first thing that just because we're told something.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
always keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Think for yourself.
Shizzle my nizzle. Well, this was fun.
Ism.
I wanted to have this in so much better of an order. in my head, there's so much I want to say. It's going to come out probably not sounding right. You know, to all the religions out there, man, y'all are awesome. Yeah. You know, for having faith. I respect that. And to be able to show that, you know, and that includes Satanism. I think that's great. You know, it's not so bad.
Everybody has a right to believe what they want.
Yeah.
As long as, you know, sort of like the Wiccan phrase, do what you will, but harm none.
Yes. I firmly live by that.
You don't have to harm anybody. It's called integrity.
Yeah.
You know, that Facebook meme, you know, doing the right thing even when people aren't looking, it's called integrity.
Yes.
I'm around so many people in a day, and none of them walk with integrity.
Poor mama. She's right, though.
Do what you're supposed to do. Don't try to hurt anybody else. Don't try to connive. Right. Don't try to be mean. Just try to be a good person, help, and do what's right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, they waste a lot of energy.
I'm going to make my own religion.
Really?
Mama Maryism.
Mama Maryism and Gigiism. We can make a fun church.
Gigiism sounds much funner.
However.
Much funner. Funner.
We can have our own churches because we're ministers.
That's right.
Uh-huh. You want to know what else that means? As long as we hold some kind of service there. Oh, we better cut the recording up because we might be going into business.
Holy shit.
So I hope that you enjoyed our conversation on Satanism. If we hit anything wrong, please email us, and I'm sure we did. But I just wanted it known out there that they're not bad.
Mm-mm.
They're not taking your children like it was said in the 80s. They're not... Those are just piece of shit people. That's all that is. There's a difference. Just know the difference. Do your research, as we always say, and look into it because it's not going away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to be accepting and just not tolerant of it, do your research of it.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid. Fear decides a lot of things for us, and I've had to learn to stop that because it's held me back for so long.
Yeah.
There's no need for that. If it's not going to harm you, don't fear it. It's not going to physically harm you. You have anything else?
No.
Keep on keeping on. So thank you for joining us today. We do hope, like I said, we cleared some things up or we made you more confused. That's cool too. Because I may have made myself a little more confused. You know, we all think different and that's what makes us us. So just like I keep saying, be a decent human being. Oh, and don't forget, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Ever.
You know, our motto says that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, essentially just...
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. We're just saying it nicer. Okay, anyway, email us, paranormalxl@writeme.com. Find us on Facebook, paranormalxl. Also, check out the awesome website. It's just paranormalxl.com. So until next week, we big heart all of you. Bye!
Bye.